Hello everybody, welcome to BRL Breakout Racing League Tier 6. We are here tonight for the final race of the week, right before we get into our week off, which will be next week. Yeah, we're here for Tier 6 at Spa for the Belgian Grand Prix. I'm here tonight with Tier 3 driver himself, Tez Leclerc. Or no, I messed that up again. You even told me last week, but TES Leclerc.
There we go, yeah. Kind of getting sick of Spa, to be honest. It would have been the fourth time I've been here, but once again, it is good to be back in the comms box with BRL.
Well, I will say, if there's any track that is hard to get sick of for me, it would be Spa. But
yeah,
I can understand. You've done a lot with Spa over the past 5 days.
yeah,
4
but
days. Yeah.
it's a good thing it's a good track, I guess.
It is. Penny will be the first one to start a lap. No, he won't, because he's broken his wing somewhere. Where? I don't know.
It would be Dom the Noodle next then.
On the medium compounded tires. Let me get that up as well. Fitted. Dom's out on mediums. Everyone else out on track is on softs right now.
And Starburst as well. Let's try and get them back in. Okay, let's me invite them.
See what Dom can do on his medium lap. I know what tier 1 pole can be, so that's probably not a good comparison at all. But I think it would also... It could be a good comparison depending on how quick these guys go. You gotta keep it pinned through a Rouge and Radillon though. Have to.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be illegal not to, wouldn't it? So you may as well get shot if you lift up there, I'd say. If I was the king of Belgium, that would be a law. But let's put the lap data on as well. I have no idea what I'm talking about right now.
Even Senna did it in the 80s, so there's no point to lift now.
Yeah. Go hard or go home.
Wow, Dom is on the limit right now. That's a valid lap still. He was right on the edge of track limits. Really pushing the car on those mediums. We have someone spun.
That's Penny. That's another broken wing.
And that's 300 euros down the drain already for the Renault team tonight.
300 euros? Oh, it is Renault, I guess. So, yeah. It probably is about 300 euros.
I know a front wing is 150,000 euros.
Yeah.
What is that in dollars? I have no idea.
Probably about 150-ish.
200. Let's say probably 200k.
For sure.
USD.
Dom gets a bit of a slide.
Coming to the... Yeah, but he's been pushing this whole lap, and that's not a bad time for mediums.
That's
but
really not.
Quick Tongue, a medium, or immediately, I like how I mixed up the word medium and immediate. Quick Tongue immediately replaces him with a 144.0.
It would be the next AlphaTauri. No, it won't. He's invalidated. Kieran Wright, 92, making his debut in BRL and for the AlphaTauri team. Does have a damaged wing. Very loud Italian noises coming from that garage. Mary Jane has also invalidated.
Yeah.
And is boxing as well.
So, Wavy, who is still, well, he's in the middle part of the middle sector. He's got some traffic to deal with coming up. Well, he's past Dom now. I think that's Dom. Yeah, that's Dom. And then in front of him is not RJ, Quick Tongue. who have just set a lap.
Yeah, so hopefully Quick Tongue realises the Red Bull of Wavy is on a flying lap and nicely gets out the way. But the Red Bull might get a nice toe on the run out of the second part of Stabilo to Blanchimont. He got a bit of a toe. Don't think it would affect his time too much. He's on soft tyres. Blanchimont easy flat. Even in intermediate conditions, it's flat. I mean, the first few laps maybe a bit sketchy, but
I remember Tier 1 went intermediate in the last laps, and I was in the place for a good position, and I still had a dry setup on. Wavy does a 44.5, slower than Dom. That shows how pretty good time that Dom did on those mediums. But yeah, went on inners for like the last 3 laps, and because I had a dry setup and literally no laps in the wet up to that point, I lifted. Ah, Wavy is gone at the top of the hill there.
some more front. Shall we, in the chat, I've got the chat up. We'll have a front wing lottery. Should we do a front wing lottery?
I think we had, I saw Dom had a broken wing before he went in the pits too. So, Penny twice, Dom once. And now we got Soviet Valkyrie round at Puan.
Easily done, but RJ has invalidated and is coming in as well. 42.9, there we go. That's the times we're used to seeing here. Bald guy showing what Ferrari have got
almost
at Spa.
halfway into this qualifying session. So I think the next one to cross the line is Books, yes. And then we'll take you for an on-board lap with championship leader Joseph. I think Books has stopped. No, he's still pushing this lap, and he does a 43.3. Now, let's go on board with Joseph for his flying lap of Spa. Exiting the final corner, DRS open, powering all the way down to turn 1. Brake around the 100-meter board. Takes turn 1 nice and tidy, noted on the medium tires as well, so we'll see where he can go compared to Bald Guy's time. Now, even on medium, low fuel, easy flat, up through a Rouge at the top of Radion. DRS open on the Kemmel straight, powering all the way down, hitting at about 206 miles an hour, braking hard into turn 4, now 5, clips the curbs very nicely, clips a little bit of that curb as well, very tidy lap so far. Now downhill braking to the right, does not lock up whatsoever. No name corner now, took a little tight line on that one, but still okay. Now one of the fastest corners on the track, Puan downhill, left 7th gear, took that quite nicely as well. Brake around the 50 here, you got a right-hander, a little wide there, but he's fine. Now for a left-hander, barely clipped the curb, use a little bit of the curb on exit. Down 2 gears for this. Now this right-hander should be completely flat out. It is. Now it's flat out all the way until the bus stop chicane. Blanchimont is definitely flat in these cars. Even easier flat than a Rouge and Radion. Braking at the bus stop. He's got some traffic to contend with. Ahead, you would brake about the 100-meter board there, but the 100-meter board was gone. Now opening DRS, what can Joseph do? 143.0. How about that on the medium compound tire?
That's an incredible lap. That really is. Joseph, as you said, is a championship leader. And we said last week it was only a matter of time for Lewis Fan to get the win. And unfortunately, due to personal reasons, he's no longer with us here in Tier 6. So yeah, it's a shame to lose him. It really is. But Joseph, 143.0 on the medium tyre. There is absolutely no time at all between them.
Henchman has set a pretty good time on the mediums as well. Albeit a half a second off Joseph, still not gonna knock him at all. 43.5 on the mediums for this, still pretty good. P4 at the moment.
Yeah, a couple of attempts off of his teammate, who is on the soft tyre, remember. So, yeah, if I was the henchman, I'd be happy. But his tyres are 2 laps old. So he has done 2 runs on those mediums.
Dom is on the softs and 1.2 seconds up, going into the 3rd sector. Purple sector 2 as well, so he might be looking for a spot on the front row here. Breaking into the bus stop, navigates that very nicely indeed. Has the traction, a little bit of a wobble on the exit. DRS open, and he goes 2nd. Half a tenth behind Bald Guy, down to the millisecond half a tenth.
Yeah, 5/100ths of a second. I did notice when he got his slide on that the first part of the bus stop, he went into 1st, which is fine to help let the nose in, and then you want to shift up pretty quickly into 2nd, but he went up into 2nd and then shifted back down to 1st for the exit, which I think is what caused him to lose quite possibly that 5/100ths of a second for provisional pole position. I don't know what you think of that.
What I'm thinking right now, if Joseph goes on the softs, it's done for the rest of the field.
Yeah, we'll pack up and go home, I think.
Oh, that's a Renault around. Penny again.
It's not going one for Penny, is it?
Front wing.
Really not going well. Speaking of not going well, Kieran Wright has invalidated once again on the medium tyres, so if I was him, I'd come in and just whack a set of softs on and get a time on the board. Probably the best thing to do right about now. Oh, Avi! Oh, very nearly lost that.
Holds his own though and goes P10.
Valkyrie is on 3-lap-old softs. So I don't think she wants to get into the top 10 on them tyres, because they will be...
I think she might be doing race pace laps, maybe.
There's no rule against it, it's just, you don't really see it in qualifying.
It's ironic because I did it on Saturday.
Oh.
When I had 0 practice going into the race. So that's the only reason I did it. Worked out, because I ran hards from lap 1 to 18 when it started raining, and then strapped on inters, got P4 out of it.
Nice,
Not bad.
nicely done. I binned it.
I saw
Twice.
that. It was a Ferrari round, and
that is an Alfa Romeo, actually, and yes, it was.
oh no.
Zig
Bald
Star.
Guy was round, and Zig is the session.
I'll try getting back in again. Oh god, I'm choking.
Now, the man that is P2 in the championship now, or has been for a while, Afid, won the British Grand Prix. I don't remember where he finished at Hungary, but he's on the medium tires, and it looks like he's quite committed to those medium tires, because it's too late to go and strap on a set of softs in a purple sector 1 there.
So we can either
be
believe that
interesting.
as a proper purple, or what I think I found out with purple sectors and the slower compounder tyre quality, I think it's the fastest of that tyre.
Now, any time that a driver sets their first flying lap, it will be purple.
I mean, Cody's, we don't know these days, do we?
So, like, you know how the first driver to set a lap in quali obviously will get 3 purple sectors. It treats like that for all drivers, and it's not accurate. So, Afid, no, he has set a lap before because he didn't get a purple sector 2 there. But this lap looks very quick from the Welsh driver.
Pick up the Welsh, there's 2 of them here tonight.
Who's the other one I'm missing?
Dom Manu,
Ah.
our current front row sitter. Henchman is on a lap as well. And,
And Joseph's come out on softs.
That's
Aphid
it.
P6 on mediums. And I think the one to watch here is Joseph, because he's only... Ooh, bald guy retired in the pits. That's his qualifying done.
it's not exactly a big gap either. That's brave to back out of it there. And Joseph has a Ferrari for company right behind him.
That is physicist, and be interesting to see what the top 5 do on their laps, except bald guy, of course. Dom's starting his right now. Joseph is already on his lap, and he's less than 2/10 away from pole position. That could have been disastrous for Joseph there. If I were him, I might back out here. Starting on mediums doesn't sound too bad of an idea at third.
No, that's a very good place to start on the mediums, of course. If I were him, I'd be changing my underwear right now.
7/10 up, 7 and some tenths up goes pole, 42.6.
Incredible showing from the Australian Mercedes driver there.
And the fight is on for pole position. Joseph, one of the favorites as well. If he keeps this lap nice and tidy, Dom might be a favorite too. He's on the front, or he was on the front row before Henchman pipped him off of there.
Very good showing from the Australian.
We'll see what Joseph's second sector split is. Will it be purple? It is not actually. Oh, and he's run wide there, and he's trying to prevent an invalidation.
Oh!
And it looks like that was purposeful, and that definitely was purposeful.
And it still hasn't taken his car out. And the wing! The wing just flew off on its own. What?
I didn't see that on my screen. It was completely different.
I've recorded it. I'll send it over.
I don't know how much Dom's up on his time. Books is slightly down on his time, actually. And, yeah, Dom's invalidated, unfortunately. Joseph, you can't be crushing out on purpose. Thought you learned your lesson after you did. Yeah. Well, you're gonna laugh when I say this, because you have not heard it yet. Oh, Books, purple, middle sector.
This is looking quick.
Up, but let me say this real quick. I thought Joseph learned his lesson when he did burnouts after he set the fastest time at Baku in qualifying. Yes, he did donuts.
Okay.
Well, Books is coming to the line. Can he pip his teammate off a pole position?
Oh!
Oh, no, he can't. It's a Mercedes 1-2.
And shock.
Purple sector 3. Did he lose it all in the first sector? His teammate did a 30.0 in the first sector. He did the same. 44.4 for Books, 44.2 for Henchman in the middle sector. That's where he lost his time to his teammate.
T.S. Science in the chat says, if that isn't a purpose crash, I don't know what is.
That should be qualifying over. Henchman just needs to retire. Yep, that's it.
Oh, why is it putting on
grab
chase cam?
something.
Ugh.
That might be what the driver runs. I don't know. It's tier 6 after all. And that is no knock to anyone. I'll let you run down the grid. I have to run and get something, so they can just see the top 14 right now.
Okay, no worries. So, our tier 6 qualification standings are as follows. No one is shocked with the Mercedes 1-2. The Henchman 21 lines up on pole position with his teammate Books alongside. Second row of the grid, we have 2 Italian teams, Ferrari, Bulgo Racing and Dom the Noodle for AlphaTauri. First of the medium runners is P5 with Joseph, and behind him is Aphid, SLR Sprightly, and QuickTime on P7 and P8. Physicist is P9, P10 is Wavy, Avi is P11 and RJL is P12. Now I've been left on my own here, so I don't really know what to say. Hi guys, it's me again. Let's carry on with the grid anyway. Soviet Valkyrie in the Williams is P13. P14 on his debut is Kieran Wright 92 for AlphaTauri. P15 Mary Jane 42 for McLaren. P16 is Penny in the Renault, and rounding out the grid is Zigstar for Alfa Romeo down in P17 after not actually setting a lap. And I believe FinFan is back.
I definitely am back. I don't know how you knew that, because my mic was muted.
I looked at the stream. You were moving
Yeah, I heard what you were saying, so I just decided to pull it up.
Yeah. Good thinking, Batman.
Interested to see what people outside the top 10 start on in terms of tires. Joseph Affid on mediums in 5th and 6th. They have to start on those tires. Avi, mediums. RJ on hards. You see, I never run hards at Belgium. Except when there's rain the last 4 laps and you run hards all the way up until then.
I never run hards at Belgium. He ran there on Saturday, guys.
Yes.
So, Henchman in a very good position.
I should rephrase that. I never run hards, unless there's if there's no incidents whatsoever, and it's a fully dry race. I never run hards at Belgium. Now, under certain circumstances, like I mentioned there's rain at the end of the race. I ran hards up until then. Mary Jane and Penny decided to have a little tussle on the formation lap.
It's my position. No, my position.
Yeah, but maybe there's a safety car first 3 laps. Lap 2, lap 3, you can strap on hards, take those to the end. Or maybe you have wing damage lap 1 or 2 and you strap on hards then take them to the end possibly. But those are only special conditions if we're talking about a straightforward strategy here. Soft medium or medium soft would be the preferred choice. And we've said quite often in Tier 6 Mercedes 1-2, but it usually never ends up like that at the end of the race. I remember in Britain we said Mercedes 1-2 one lap, and then it was a Mercedes 1-2 but put an extra 1 in front of it 10 laps later.
It was a Mercedes 1 last. I'm pretty sure we said it at Hungary as well, but just by the couple of laps I've seen these 2 Mercedes drivers do, they're looking in a very good position. Obviously we've seen them work together before, but I think the 2 guys we definitely have to keep an eye out for are currently sat P5 and P6, Joseph and Affid respectively. I will hand over to you for the start of the race, Finn.
Well, Henchman lines up on his grid spot in P1. Zig now lines up in P17. We're about to get this race underway. When the game gives me a good camera angle, that's when the lights will start to come on.
I'm looking at a tree.
Oh, here we go. 5 red lights coming on in front of the drivers. It's lights out. That was a quick sequence there. Might have caught some off guard, and Henchman gets a good start. Books is trying to challenge him into the first turn, round the outside, but not happening. He runs off track just a little bit. I saw an AlphaTauri jerk to the left. I think that was Dom, the noodle. Penny is definitely not P1 right now.
No,
Yeah, it
RJ.
looks like I think Henchman cut the Ratty on at the top of the hill, and his teammate Books is coming straight at him. So is Bald Guy. Bald Guy's looking to get the both of them right now. He can't. Oh, and there's contact between Books and Henchman. Henchman saves it. Bald Guy, though, falls all the way down the field, and Dom is promoted up into P2. There is a VSC, just like Tier 3 on Friday. VSC no later than Lacombe.
As long as no one does what I done and bin it out of the second part of Stavalo, then all should be Gucci. Joseph has had an amazing start up into P4 on the mediums. But Dom the Noodle,
well,
I just want to give credit to him for avoiding that incident. He had to avoid 2 cars there. So what I think he slammed the brakes on and
someone
just
who's
cut
not
the
had a
chicane.
good start whatsoever is Aphid. I'm not sure what's happened to him, but he has a front wing fully intact, but he's down in P15.
And the Haas, as we are used to so much in 2021, are at the back. And I believe both of them have damage. There's no wing on Quick Tongue, and left end plate damage on RJ, so he somehow ended up in the wall off the start.
You gotta beat at least one Williams.
You say that, but both of them.
I think that was more impressive than most people realize, him beating Latifi there.
Yes, it definitely was. I was cheering him on. I wasn't cheering Mazepin on that.
Beating your teammate by
What, a minute and a half?
at a time. Yeah,
Oh, Quick Tongue's retired. That is in pit lane.
Joseph's coming at Henchman here. Henchman made the had contact with Bald Guy on lap 1. Joseph's trying to send it around the outside there. Not going to happen. Henchman closes the door. Keeps P3 for right now. That timing is definitely glitched. Dom's P2. Books is P1.
Yeah, very well defended there from Henchman, it must be said. Placed the car perfectly. Physicist is P7, fighting... No, he's not P7. No. He's somewhere. Oh, we're nearly there. He would be P5, wouldn't he?
He's P5.
Yes.
Yeah, he's P5.
And Zigstar isn't having the greatest day today, it must be said.
Definitely not. He is in P11 though, so it's a big improvement from where he started.
Oh, it's P10 now. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he is in the points. I think he is in the, legit points even after penalties because Aphid's so far back right now. I still have no clue what's happened to him.
Kieran
Wright.
Yeah. Missing quite a lot of
damage.
the right-hand side of that front wing on the Alpha Tauri. Booked 47.4 and has a 1.6.
Looks like he's trying to check out right now. But Dom is keeping him honest. And Joseph is definitely keeping the Henchman honest right now. All over his gearbox, and I think he might have him here. DRS enabled this lap. Well within a second at that detection point. Up the hill, Henchman was on the grass a little, and Joseph is already beside him. Opens DRS, and yeah, he's gone. He's way past him as they get into the braking zone of Lacombe.
The two Williams are running well. P6 and P7 currently.
I was thinking of something, because you know how every time we go here in real life, that DRS straight on the Camel straight is very controversial. Controversial sometimes. Sometimes it's too strong, and then sometimes you just can't overtake it. They keep it the same every year, and unfortunately it mainly has to do with whether you're getting a headwind or a tailwind on that straight. Now in this game, they don't have... I don't think the people in this game have the brain power to code that in.
Of course they're not, and all the Brits that are watching, they're from Birmingham, so of course they don't have the brain power. But
Avi is round. Doesn't have wing damage.
Science in the chat, could you please put the tyres on? But for now, Joseph P3 on the mediums, and then P9 downwards, all on the mediums, up until
I will not
40.
do the tires because I just don't feel like it.
No,
I'm
Kimmy, you're
kidding.
not happy tires. Dom the
You will
noodle.
not have the drink. Dom is closing on books. That was 2/10 that lap. Joseph, though, jeez, that's on the medium tires.
Yeah, it's definitely getting to that stage of the Grand Prix where the mediums are starting to seem to be the better race tyre, and that is a Renault of Penny round. That's another
Spun at
wing.
least 3 times at that corner.
Yeah. Oh god, that gave me deja vu, because I was in a Renault and I spun there. Oh no. Sprightly and Physicist are getting a bit feisty at the Lacombe chicane, and it looks like Sprightly is wearing a very Belgian helmet. You think he likes it?
I can't see it yet. Oh yeah, that is very Belgian right there. I wore a pink helmet this weekend for the one who lost his life here.
Rest in peace for Antoine.
I know you'll forever remember that weekend. Obviously, your username.
Yes. So the gap out ahead is staying at about 1.5 seconds. You probably know yourself that the undercut on this game is ridiculously strong. What would you do if you were in Dom's shoes right now?
Try to get in DRS first. Right now it's too early for mediums. So right now, I wouldn't say until... Right now, if I'm Dom, he doesn't have a lot of battery either, compared to Books, who does. He wouldn't know that, sitting in the cockpit, and he's dropped a half a second that last lap, so his tires look like they're starting to fall off. But if I was him, I'd just run my own race at this point. So maybe lap 9, doubt that though. 8 for mediums and just take those to the end then. Just run my own race. Let things fall into place, because obviously if Books gets 3 seconds here, Dom's in P1.
Yeah, he is. Actually, Dom will be wary about the rampaging Alfa Romeo behind him, who just seems to be getting quicker and quicker each corner. Oh, apart from then, when he decided to go a bit Tokyo there. But he held it well.
Getting a little cloudy over the circuit. That's a bit interesting. Don't know if that means anything, but it's definitely interesting.
Speaking of interesting, Physicist is closing in on the henchman. Unfortunately for him,
He's fallen off.
yeah.
Ever
And
since his
Joseph.
contact with...
He's very close to Dom now.
Well, he's within DRS.
And some.
As I was saying, Henchman has just fallen off. After qualifying on pole position, does not have the race pace compared to the quali pace.
No, hopefully we can find a bit of race pace when he switches onto
It
the
is getting
medium
really
tyres.
dark around here
It is,
now.
isn't it? Do we know if there's going to be any rain? It is
That
Belgium.
I don't...
It's
It
known
is
to
Belgium.
rain.
Dom goes defensive.
And move back across for the
Joseph
braking
won't
zone.
be there though.
Yeah, that's that move's fine. As Alexa, stop listening. I didn't say your name. Yeah, that one defensive move, and then the slight move back across the track, the crab back up to the braking zone. That's absolutely fine. What's happened to Books?
I have no idea.
Zach the Beast says
Drop
no
pace
rain,
there,
by
I
the
think
way.
he's- I'm looking at tier 6 chat.
I keep forgetting I'm in that. I could look at that.
Rain 20 minutes in race. So, change my mind if I am done right now. Well, there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
As you see. And now things become very interesting because
Brooks is
wet
really
race
struggling.
pace. Not sure what's happened there.
That's early.
And
That's early.
that is
That's way
too early.
Oh, it'll either win in the race or cost him. Because I think that's too early. He's gone to mediums as it started raining. Very interesting.
Tier 6 drivers, this is advice to all of you. Make your own strategies, don't listen to Jeff, please. Because I got a strong feeling that's what Books just did there. He listened to what Jeff said, come in and pit. Yeah, no. Need to stay out here. Even if it's softs, you could probably stretch these softs to about lap 10. That's better than making a pit stop.
It is.
And
Dom's
if it rains hard
defending well,
enough,
considering the amount of ERS he has, which isn't much, it must be said.
Now, this is a risk. For someone who isn't in contention for a win at all. Or not at the time he pitted, of course. Wavy's gone on to enter.
I don't know. I really don't. It looks way too dry. Yeah, he's just taken a Rouge Radion at about 4 miles an hour. In comparison to F1 speeds, of course. Yeah, I think he's made a mistake here. It's nowhere near that time.
It's starting to rain harder, but his tires are just gonna get so hot. And I'll tell you what, Dom is holding his own now. As I say that, he lost time on the traction zone there.
And Penny is gonna need another new front wing. This is going to cost my team a hell of a lot of money.
Probably, yeah, I think he's close to, no, I think he's over €1 million at this point.
Yeah, more than likely. But Dom is somehow keeping that Alfa Romeo behind, but look how close he is!
Oh man, that was close. I thought Joseph was going into the back of Dom there.
Oh, yep, that happened. Into the wall from Penny at no name. And is it gonna get wet enough, you think?
No, I do think. Every time I go on board, it seems like it's raining a little bit harder. Then again, you gotta see that we still are. Dom goes defensive in that corner. Yeah, we have 14 laps left. So. Oh, Joseph was a bit wide there. Yeah, I think it's definitely. It's close. It's close to the crossover point. I will say that. Zig.
Yellow flag.
Is it Zig? Might have been. It's close to the crossover point, so will either of the top two blink? No. You can see, if you look at the AstroTurf at this corner now, on the exit, you'll start to see little puddles forming in there.
Yeah.
It's harder to see. So, and every time I go on board with Joseph, like here, pretty sure he'll get past. Yeah, it's slippery up A Rouge, and Dom.
DRS is still open.
As you see there.
Oh, this is going to be tight.
With DRS open, but Dom holds his own around the outside.
Incredible. It's definitely getting closer that time. as Wavy and Penny are in the pits for
Is that
Inters.
Affid?
Oh, and Zigstar.
He does not have wing damage. It's close. I can tell you it's very close to that
Safety
time,
car.
and there goes Penny. And this is where, no question whatsoever, this is the risk I would take. Even if Inters are not the fastest tire right now, you have to think to yourself, will they be the fastest tire in 5 minutes time when the safety car comes in? If you think yes, you pit now for Inters. If you think no, I see right now, I just don't see how you would not pit for Inters at this point.
It is now chucking it down. Just on board with Dom. It's certainly gotten heavier. I would box for Inters, as Dom is doing. So is Joseph. What about Henchman? Who is, of course, back up into third. And now, if you're Books, it's not gone your way, unfortunately. His Books is going to have to come in as well. He's going to get held up by his teammate. 5-second time penalty for Physicist. That's not going to help. The Inters go on to both Mercedes. Dom the Noodle in a perfect
no,
position.
Inters do not go on both Mercedes. Henchman did not change his tires for pit stop. He's on hards right now.
Oh, no.
You can, in fact, start to see spray coming off the Inters. Just a little bit, not much, but still spray.
Absolutely. Dom the Noodle. Can he hold his nerve? Message from Science in the chat. The game has beeped him and put him on hards. He had Inters selected, of course. Science will know that. He is the henchman's son, and of course they do live together. So, Codemaster's back at it again with the white bands.
Quite literally. Sprightly's on mediums as well.
This is...
And if you look
bold.
at the track now, if you actually go on board with a car and look at the track, when they get to slower speed, you will see the droplets splattering off the ground. So it is definitely time for Inters. And like I said, it might not have been right when the safety car came out, but when it goes in, will it be ready for Inters? And the answer to that was yes.
Now the field is still pretty damn spread out. So we're definitely going to have another car. Another car? Nice. Definitely going to have at least another lap behind the safety car. Another thing I can't wait for in the next game is that thing's going to be red. So if I was henchman, I'd box now. Damage limitation.
Yeah, you have to. You'll probably still... You'll come out behind Mary Jane. Most likely.
And fresher Inters. Obviously, I haven't driven here in the wet. It didn't rain for my race here on Friday. So I'm not too sure what the degradation is like on the intermediates. But now you can really see that spray from the broadcast camera angle. So that rain is definitely getting heavier. And
yeah, it would definitely be time for Inters. This is off the track. And Books is by him. As long as he's off the track, they can overtake him.
yeah, absolutely. That is...
And Books is actually, or no, not Books, Henchman somehow has come out behind Sprightly as well. As Sprightly pitted right behind him.
Oh!
Ooh, Mary
Oh!
Jane just bended at the...
I'm gonna go on board with Kieran.
Yeah, bended at the top of Radion.
That's exactly where... Oh, no.
Don't say it.
Yep.
Magnussen.
Yes, Magnussen from 2016. Yeah, 15. Yes, Kevin Magnussen.
No, it's 16. You were right.
Was it 16? He was at Renault at the time, right?
Yeah. Magnussen didn't race Renault in 2016.
Yeah.
Or not Renault, Haas 2016.
Oh, that's right, because they had Gutierrez and Grosjean, I want to say.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's... Maybe just lost it at the top of the hill, and I reckon one more lap, and I bet they are glad they put them intermediate turrets on now.
Definitely, because there's a lot of spray coming off of them now. I say a lot, that spray is so... It's probably one of the most unrealistic looking things in this game is the spray off the tires.
Yeah, Assetto Corsa, maybe, but...
Now, if you remember rightly, even at Imola, but one of the major races I think too is Hockenheim in 2019. It was wet, and when they had full wets on, it looks like your engine blew up behind you. There's so much spray.
Yeah.
Like, I'm being dead honest, when Ricciardo's engine went pop that race, it just looked like more spray. But they were on intermediates at the time, so you could tell his engine popped. But it looked almost identical to like start of the race when there was just a bunch of water behind the cars.
All the drivers
Now,
trying to get
one of the best thing is, yeah, when you're behind another car in this game, I think the spray is pretty realistic in terms of what you can see. It is hard to see.
I don't know how he's got that as he's ahead of Zigstar, so Zigstar must have...
Codemasters.
Yeah!
This rain's coming down quite hard. Who was the one that told me no rain?
Let me scroll back up in
Wasn't
the
that
chat.
Zach? Wasn't it Zach?
It was Zach the Beast 425. And yes, Dark Ice, Mary Jane DNF at the top of Radion, where Kevin Magnussen binned it in 2016. I assume just lost control of the car. But obviously we don't know. But I suspect safety car will be in this lap. Everyone is caught up.
Zach says wasn't me. Okay.
What, we caught you on the counter?
You got caught in Forte, man. Just admit it.
We got caught live on air.
Now, we won't mention any other F1 community members being caught in 4K this past week.
Oh! Shots fired! Shots fired! Man down! Yeah, I know what that's about. So, Don the Noodle. Oh no! Oh no! Finn!
Skeppy told me to shut it. Okay.
Safety car is in this lap. Oh! Oh! What would you guys do without us? We make this stream entertaining, even if it's just Joseph's off the track.
They can open. They can...
You should have made
that was an opportunity.
You got one shot.
It is chucking it down, and Bald Guy's got a penalty now.
It is. Could we be seeing full wet?
It's gotta rain. It's gotta rain a lot harder still, but it's chucking it down a lot harder than it was 5 minutes ago.
We need to focus on the race, man. Dom,
This just in on drama alert.
Dom the Noodle has gone, and it's not a bad start at all from the AlphaTauri driver. Didn't catch Joseph out though, and I just realised I'm not going to commentate. Sorry, Finn.
Oh man, these drivers are braking really late, and Avi's actually wide there. Books
Joseph fast.
and Dom's under pressure from Joseph, and Joseph is through, and he's actually cut the corner at the top of the hill. Dom though's coming back though with that battery. ERS deployment. Oh, he thinks better of it at the Les Combes chicane. Books though all over the back of him.
Here's a
Valkyrie in fourth.
Hello. Where did she come from? She's a bit like Carlos Sainz from 2019. Just getting on with it, doing a fine, stellar job. As Joseph is weaving to try and get some temps into those inters, and it is absolutely chucking it down here at Spa.
You know what? We might actually see full wets now, because that rain is looking at. Oh, Dom's a little wide.
Oh, I can't call
might
this
see
yet.
wets. We still got a lot, and I know you do not want to be caught out on the wrong tires at the wrong time.
No, definitely
Even
not.
on inters in full wet conditions, there's still, especially at this track, there's more corners and books. It's all over the back of Dom the Noodle. Yeah, at this track, more corners equals more time makeup if you're on the right tires.
Oh
So
my god.
Probably around
Here comes
5 seconds
Books!
a lap. The inside, Dom gives them space. Dom
Yellow
holds
flag,
it well.
sector
There's
3.
a crash.
I think it was RJ. Because he has dropped quite far back, and Henchman is in again. It's gone from excellent to... It's a nice way of saying this. Not really too sure. 6th gear.
See, in these conditions, taking a Rouge and Radion flat is,
Ballsy.
yeah.
Run into the Lake on chicane.
Oh, that was close.
You could see
Ooh,
this. Didn't
Hinchman's on wets.
he is the guinea pig for everyone else, it seems. I need
It
to
is
keep an-
chucking it down. You go on an onboard, and it is absolutely pouring rain. And Joseph struggling for traction out of that corner. Yellow
We got a
flag,
flag.
sector 2.
Oh my days! That's Affid.
Affid.
I would say that's Russell's
Oh,
corner.
and he spun.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's time for wets, actually.
I think it is
What's
wet tyres, yeah.
It is chucking rain down here at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit.
Yeah, Joseph
and
is all over the place.
yeah, it's definitely time for wet tires.
What's happened to Kieran? He is facing the wrong way on the exit of P1 and slammed his rear left into the wall. That's how you do it.
Oh, someone's lost it. It's Avi.
Dom is all over the back of Joseph here. He has
So is
derated
Books.
those.
Oh, Books absolutely sends it round the outside.
Ooh.
Oh.
Dom had to take the line. He had the right.
Yeah, Books was off track, so I feel like I don't think Books has damage either, so I don't think any harm.
I don't think
Done
so.
there.
I'm going to ride on board with Dom and look behind. I can't see any damage to that Mercedes. But Dom looks a lot more comfortable up a Rouge and Radion than Joseph does and gets such a good run. Look at this, could be an overtake.
He's
It
using
will
his
be.
battery, looks to the inside. At Les Combes, who breaks later? Who comes out in front? And it's Dom here. And now Book's looking to get by Joseph as well, but not happening. there. Great move by Dom around the outside. I love that camera angle. Into the braking zone, they disappear, and when they appear again, who's ahead?
It is Dom. That was an incredible move.
And I'll tell you what, Hinchman's pace seems to be pretty good.
It was 14.5 seconds 3 corners ago. So Kieran Wright has gone on to the wets. Now,
oh, Joseph was wide there.
Now,
where did Zig come from?
What? How are we missing all this? It is absolutely hammering it down here in the Ardennes Forest. Sector 1, yellow flag, that's Kieran Wright. It's not the debut he wanted. But one thing to note about the two AlphaTauris.
One AlphaTauri left us because he had other things to deal with. Well, his teammate. Oh, Dom's got a 3-second. I still think it's.
I think it's wet. It's wet. Yeah, it has to be wet tires.
Still, no one's pitting. Maybe they think it's just not. Oh, physicist! He darted for the pit lane, and he got wheel spin there.
Physicist is gambling then. He is gambling on them wets.
Very lucky to keep it out the wall. Hinchman's gained 3 seconds on RJ.
It's wet tires, guys. Box.
But is there enough laps to make those wet tires count? I think that's what they're thinking. I feel like if someone up front pitted for wet, they might have enough time to get back up front on the inter-runners.
This is an incredible fight between the top 3. As you can see, the standing water offline is absolutely massive. You want to stay on that line, especially if you're going to stay out on the inters. Look at Henchman, though.
Oh, they're both wide, Dom and Joseph, though. Henchman.
He's flying on these wet tires, isn't he?
We'll see what Physicist's pace is as well.
Because if Physicist has played this well, he's got a lot of time to make up. Once he gets past RJ, if he gets past RJ, he's got a lot of time to make up. But if he can, he could, excuse me, be on for a win.
Joseph's all over the back of Dom, looking to the outside. Dom keeps the inside.
Oh, Brooks! I have to give it to Dom. He's defending incredibly well. A 4-way fight for the lead now. This is incredible.
It's still wet tires, but I think what these guys are thinking is that there's not enough laps left to make up that gap. As you can see how far back Physicist is, and he pitted inside the top 10, but he's gained so quick on RJ. I wonder what once he passes RJ, I wonder what his pace will be like.
It'd be interesting to see, because of course Henchman behind him as well. Kieran is catching back up to Afid, who's currently on the inter tyres. I feel like if one of these guys box, it's going to trigger everyone to box. Up front, of course.
I feel like there will be one that stays out though and tries to risk it.
Look at that. It's absolutely hammering it down on board. The rain is sideways. It's pretty leery.
Well, Physicist is 28.
Brooks had a huge moment. Here comes Ixstar. Inside towards bottom on the touch.
all the time you have to leave a space. That
All
looked
the
pretty
time.
naughty from Books there.
All the time you have to leave a space. In 5 seconds, you'd say yuck.
Now, we might be absolutely wrong.
And I think there's a crash.
Physicist.
There's a crash. Avi and Wavy. Out of the lake on chicane, and that's definitely going to help Physicist
I
and
was saying
Henchman.
Physicist was not catching whatsoever, so we might be completely wrong, and it's still intermediate conditions.
Henchman's lost it at Blanchemont. Henchman has lost it at Blanchemont. That's a VSC. Jump on board with Afford, you will see it. I just want to say, 33 Liam, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it, helps the channel out massively. Hope you enjoy all the racing here at Breakout Racing League.
Yes.
I'm getting better at this plug-in malarkey. But we do.
Wait, Zig has damage.
Oh yeah, right end plate damage. Soviet, Mother Russia. Valkyrie, sorry. Is in a great position here. Henchman has left, and we are green flag once again.
Yeah, it is intermediate conditions again, as you can see. If you hop on board, oh man, Joseph still all over the back of Dom. If you hop on board, he gives him a little
careful.
bump.
This is not NASCAR. They have right-hand turns here.
Hey, they've done better this year. I will not lie. They're racing at Coda actually this year, so.
Yeah, I saw. That'll be interesting. Joseph does
Very
get the car
interesting to
start.
see 2 minutes slower lap times than F1. But, anyway,
We move.
we move, and Soviet and Bald Guy are going at it side by side down this front straight. It's definitely intermediate conditions again if you go on board with someone that is not chucking it down as hard. So maybe these guys have actually made the correct decision.
Zigstar. Oh, he's 7 is 5 seconds. Stop, go. It's such a good race for him. And let's see what tyres it is. It is intermediates again, and they haven't released them. Now they have.
I think Soviet Valkyrie made a mistake, because if she picks up the pace, she could contend for a podium here.
Absolutely, she's just gonna... It does look like the rain's easing off a little bit.
Pulling up penalties now. Yeah, the rain has definitely eased off compared to 5 minutes ago. So I think these guys have made the best decision possible.
That's Kieran Wright the wrong way again. It's really not the debut the AlphaTauri driver was hoping for. But these are tricky conditions, and of course he... oh, Bald Guy. Sprite, what's happened to Valkyrie?
No, that's Valkyrie.
There's no damage to that Williams. Let's hope she can...
I think she's just hit the curb at Puan. Instant death.
It is, and this top 3 is still extremely close. Just 9/10 of a second separating. Oh my god!
Oh my.
Oh, how did they not crash? This is insanely close racing. Well done, Belgium. Oh my god, look at Books now.
Well, if Books gets by Joseph, he's net P1. And the thing Dom's doing here is he's just taking the racing line. And,
he's off the track.
Wide there. And Joseph is through.
Just needs to keep him under pressure, of course. No DRS to aid with overtaking. Oh!
Oh, Dom!
Books on his left, and Books is through as well. Bald Guy has not had a good Eau Rouge Radion, so
get his 5 seconds removed. Obviously, we'll invite the podium how it says in the game, but Bald Guy might get his 5 seconds removed because if you remember, he actually got hit from behind under the safety car, so
yes,
he could definitely get that removed and then get a podium here. So
a second separates Joseph and Books. Oh, he had a little wobble midway through Pooh on there. Just allowed Books to close that gap right up again. And this is going to be extremely close. 2 and a bit laps to go actually. We are going to be going on to the penultimate lap in about 30 seconds time. If it finished now, Dom would keep his podium by 1/10 of a second.
yes.
Brooks is very close to the back of that Alfa Romeo. You sometimes have to wince and look away when they're braking for the bus stop chicane just because of how close they get to each other. This has been a very, very interesting race.
Oh, Books is a bit wide there and might be under pressure from Dom, but he's definitely lost a couple tenths to the back of Joseph. Oh, Books! Oh my! You could see him coming out at the top of the hill, absolutely fully sideways, and he needs to defend from Dom here. He cannot let him by if he wants any chance at the win still, and he does just that. He has a little bit of lap traffic, maybe to help him. Keanu Wright and Joseph pulling offline, trying to cool his intermediate tires down.
Ooh.
Anyone could win this race here, and Keanu Wright stays well. I should say, if that car was solid, it would not be well out the way. It'd be well on the apex.
I don't know if you saw out of Brussels, Books had a nice little wiggle. Excuse me. Lost him a little bit of time, and Dom is still doing all he can, but the energy, Avi picks up another 3-second penalty.
Books has not had the best of runs through those two corners, and he's 8/10 behind Joseph.
Look at the ERS
oh my
difference!
Gosh! Joseph has not used one speck of battery up until this point. Joseph literally has a full battery.
He does. Oh, he's offline, trying to cool those tires down.
Bald Guy is in a podium position right now. He's well caught up to the back. As long as he gets those 5 seconds removed, he will grab that P3 position. Unfortunately, Dom, after having such a great race, been in top 3 all race, he will finish P4, but Books is tucked under the slipstream of Joseph within a 10th, but Joseph just has the battery advantage.
He's gonna go for it, he's gonna go for it now!
To send it, he's sending it, no! Oh, that... Oh, you cannot make a half-hearted move in the wet, and that nearly was one.
If you're gonna make a move in the wet, you just gotta go for it. Think about the consequences later. He's pulled out of it. And Bald Guy all over the back.
It's either you don't go for it or you just go for it. You cannot do anything in between.
UFR Grand in the chat. And here comes Sebastian Vettel!
I can hear it. I can hear Crofty's voice in my head now.
Yes.
Hey, that was my first season in Formula 1. Not too bad.
Whoop whoop. As long as Bald Guy keeps it clean. Oh, he's heading towards the kitty litter there. He's managed to keep it on the track. So long as he doesn't pick up another penalty.
Well, I'd say driver of the day has to be either Joseph or Bald Guy Books. Catching into the final chicane, and he's going to send it down the inside. This is the last chicane of the race. Can he hold it around the outside? Can he get the traction? He's got the traction. Who's going to win the race? It's going to be Joseph. 28 milliseconds.
Oh my God.
Gosh. Oh my gosh.
What an end to the race. Wavy and Valkyrie jump up to 5th and 6th place respectively. Avi finishes 8th and Zigstar just around
My
Blanchon.
adrenaline just went through the roof at that last one. Oh my. I did not expect that whatsoever, but Joseph just left. He left the space. And as Senna says, if you no longer go for a gap as a racing driver, if you no longer go for a gap, you're no longer racing. And he absolutely sent it into that gap, and he just almost made it work.
Physicist does finish P10 on the wets. After 6 tenths behind him in the end. And RJ.
Absolutely sent that. I cannot.
If I had a proper PC, I would zoom in on that interval because that is ridiculously close. Oh my God. Skeppy in the
made
chat.
That stick,
yeah.
That's overtake of the year.
Yeah, if I had a George Russell emotes, 100%. Facts.
Well,
my God, what a race!
oh, what an end. I was gonna say, driver of the day. Probably Bald Guy. If you remember, on lap 1, he was facing the opposite direction. He had contact with Henchman. Yeah, Henchman. Lap 1. Bald Guy was coming at him, and Bald Guy was facing the opposite direction at the Lecombe chicane, and assuming his penalty gets removed, he will be on that 3rd step of the podium.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd have to agree with that. Bald Guy is probably my driver of the day. I do just want to obviously give a shout out to Joseph Books and Dom the Noodle because what an incredible race.
I just read what Skeppy said. FinFan hit a new octave in his vocal range.
That excites me. Do you need a minute, Skep?
Oh my.
Do you need a minute? Right, let's get our podium sitters into the party and have a chat about. And it suddenly stopped raining.
Yeah, great game. Oh my.
I was going to say we should probably do a race rundown, but I'm guessing our viewers can read.
Yeah, let's just assume that.
Did you just assume if I could read?
Yes.
Oh my God, what an incredible race though. Oh, I don't even know where to start with that.
Finish of the season so far. Yeah. I'll let you start with 3rd and 2nd, and then I'll have our marginal race winner.
First and 2nd. Oh.
No, not first.
3rd. Yeah, that's what I meant. Words. So, we will begin with our current 3rd place sitter. Guys, just remember, please have your audio included so the stream can pick up your voices. Dom the Noodle for AlphaTauri. What an incredible drive.
Cheers, mate.
How are you feeling after that?
Shaking. I was very worried for a second that Bald Guy had me. But then I looked at Pens and was like, before Pens get deducted, even if he was to get ahead of me, him on 5, me on 3 would still mean that I'd come 3rd. So, I mean, fair play to Joseph. He gave me a run for my money pretty much the whole race. And I mean, Bucks was there, and it wasn't until I made a big mistake up. I believe it was Radion that Bucks had me. I felt like I was under no pressure from Bucks until I made that mistake. But yeah, no, Joseph gave me a brilliant run, and I loved every second of it.
Yeah, unfortunately we were on board for your little excursion at the top of the hill. You done extremely well to hold it though, and I don't think it ever got more than a second between yourself, Books, and Joseph, so that was incredible, and congratulations on the podium.
Yeah, first podium on any league for that matter. And I mean, I'd like to have got in on the top step. I mean, I believe I raced well enough to sit on that top step. It was just, like I said, Joseph put me under pressure, penalty included, and I just started to drop back.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but you had an amazing race, and congratulations. We're going to move on to P2, but only just. Books, welcome back to the podium.
Hey, was that fun? Was that fun race to commentate, guys?
A little bit, just a little bit.
I lost my vocal cords in
Wow.
just the last two corners alone, so
Yeah. Much props to Joseph. That's all I gotta say. Like, really not a foot wrong there. Drove a great race. I really couldn't do much. Had to send it there at the end just to give myself a chance. But yeah, I lost the race at the beginning with the pitting for the mediums, and I made a mistake, and I saw Dom and Joseph coming. Wasn't sure when the rain was coming, but that's probably where I bad strategy just to lose the race and gave up the track position. I was able to get back behind them. I saw Dom in the lead, and he had a good amount of penalties. So at the end there, I thought it was like 3 laps left. I really thought he was letting Joseph and me through because he, regardless, he really wasn't going to win with the penalties. So I was like, maybe he's letting us through the fight, but then I saw him go off after Rouge, and I was like, oh yeah, no, he just went off there. But even in second, I had to keep it together. I had a lot of wobbles, mistakes. Yeah, I just couldn't catch Joseph. I was always close enough. I would close up to him. I was using ERS on the straights, as much fuel as I could, and I still couldn't catch him. So yeah, I just tried to send one at the end. Props to him for not, still keeping it close at the end and keeping it clean. And yeah, he deserved to win, so not too bad with second. But nice. It was hopefully a nice race to watch back.
Oh yeah, it was incredible to watch. Coming into Belgium, did you have any worries or any fears about the race ahead?
I'm just waiting for you guys to send Joseph to tier 5. Like, when I saw him quality P2 on the medium on the first run, I was like, holy hell, this guy has pace. And he obviously he always does, but I was like, well, it's not much of a quality battle. But I didn't even realize the race was gonna rain, so I didn't practice too much. Belgium's not my favorite track. But yeah, so I'll take a P2. But yeah, Joseph has serious quality pace, and he just doesn't make any mistakes, so can't be too mad.
Yeah, a mega drive from all 3 of our podium sitters. I will hand back over to FinFan to speak to our race winner. Over to you, Finn.
Well, what an ending to the race. What a race overall after 22 laps of racing. Only 28 milliseconds separate the top 2. And Joseph, it did look like you had probably the strongest pace overall that race. Even in qualifying, you didn't get pole, but still on mediums and P5. It just seemed like you had the strongest pace in quali, strongest pace in the dry in the race, and even the strongest pace in the wet probably. You were always keeping Dom under pressure before he made that mistake. Well, one, obviously I'm gonna ask what's going through your mind, because it's the last straight of the race and you left just a tiny gap open, and Books just absolutely sent it, but it was clean, it was fair. I don't think there was any contact in those last two corners. It was just a straight fight. So obviously I'm going to ask, what was going through your mind in those last two corners? Is like, oh crap, am I really going to lose this win, or I know I got it? So yeah, just talk us through that in your race.
So going into that final corner, I saw that I was like 2-3-ish tenths, I think, ahead of Books there. Going into that corner, and I saw that he sent it, and I got prepared and made sure I left a little more space so he could fit in, see if he wanted to, battle side by side and have a fantastic finish. Props to him for sending it. I didn't think he was actually gonna do it. I thought he was just gonna, lay back and just, pretend with second, but there's props to him just for sending it and just having the balls to do that, because damn, that was fucking risky there. Could have took out both of us, and Dom could have easily got the win, even with this penalty, if they both would have gotten taken out there at the end. What else did you say that you needed to, or you needed to hear from me?
Just talk us through your race in general. I mean, even that first stint, battling up from P5 to the front, and the transition period under safety car.
So, I went to go start on mediums. I did not mean to do that at all. Going out on like 2 minutes left in qualifying, I wasn't paying attention at all, and hit the barrier at the end of the pit road. I was looking at the stream, just seeing who was on track, who wasn't in. I couldn't see anything, and I just bashed the wall in a little bit and had a little bit of left front wing damage, which probably would have cost it, or basically did cost me pole position there. Which, I mean, it didn't really matter, because as you saw in the race, I had brilliant pace, or I had some really good pace on the mediums there, and I didn't actually think that the mediums would have worked well at all. I thought they would have died a lot earlier than they did, but I held on to the front runners there from P1, P2, and was just there for basically the entire time. I was just sitting there, just being patient and just waiting for the right time to make a move. They got up to the lead, and I decided that the end of the race was the best time, and I'm pretty sure it was like turn 1. I don't know what happened, but I'm pretty sure it was Books that was leading at the time, had a horrible first corner, and I had somehow really good grip out of it. So, I mean, if I didn't have that good grip, I'm for sure Books would have won that race, because he had really good pace against me. I'm pretty sure he was pushing everything. I was as well pushing everything I had, and just could not pass him until that point. So, yeah, props to him for sending it in that corner, and I'm glad that none of us got that race. It was really clean, really fun. That's about it, I guess. It's had
I think Finfan's just died.
just waited patient. Yeah, this is really patient
Oh, yeah.
about it. So, yeah, okay, I'm done.
Well, yeah, congrats on your win, and I got to ask all three of you, actually. There was a point after switching onto intermediates where the rain absolutely started coming down even harder. Were you three even considering wets at any point?
I can answer that one quite easily. So, I had this little special mention to TES Signs, the Tier 5 driver. He was the reason as to why I didn't come in on softs, and I extended my run, because had I come in, I probably would have been in trouble. He said, stay out, safety car came out, and he was like, alright, in now, and I was like, alright, sweet. But there was a point in which I was like, alright, it's really wet, and then I found out the henchman had gone under the wets, and me and my teammate, Kieran Wright 92, we were in a party, and I basically said to him, mate, your race isn't going too great, is it possible you could try the wets, see what they're like? And he was like, yeah, sure, not a problem, I'll guinea pig, I'll try the wets. I'll tell you if they're worth it. He came out on the wet, said he was sliding everywhere. He said, "Nah, stay out, stay out." And then obviously I realised that Joseph and Bucks had stayed out, and I was like, right, well, I'm staying out now because there is no way that those wets are going to be any good if the rider line comes back out. And sure enough, the line started to dry up again, and that's when I made the mistake because it was like puddles to like a really weird dry line at the top already on about a lap later, and I hadn't accounted for it, and that's when I went wide.
Well, would Joseph and Books, would you agree that's also why you would stay out on inters, or were you thinking of wets at any point?
Well, whenever the downpour started to happen, like I was originally thinking that I probably should have gone on the wets, and I decided that I was gonna gamble and stay on the inters with the heavy rain. I just prayed that it got lighter, and holy God, it got lighter at the end, and I'm glad I didn't pit there. Because I would have pitted, I probably would have been screwed for the end. I would not have been able to fit in that position for the final few laps there. So, yeah, really tempted to go on the wets, but I decided not to.
Yeah, there was only I thought about it and I asked Jeff for a weather report at least 5 times once I saw it heavy raining.
That makes sure it's accurate.
Yeah, and then there was one lap that we were coming around the final chicane, the bus stop, and I thought about it, and I was like, well, if Joseph goes in, then I'll follow him. And I think he tried to like he looked like he tried to kind of dummy me a bit, but I was like, well, I'll stay out with him. And so after that, it started drying up, and I didn't think about it anymore. But it was definitely slippery out there.
It was probably for the best.
I actually have quite a bit, and he said, "Oh yeah, wets are fine at the start of the lap." So I put the wets. I set myself the wets to come in, and then I asked him again at Blanchimont, and he said, "No, inters are the best for now." I was like, "Oh, all right, Jeff, thanks for that."
Yeah, I feel like wets were fast for about 4 or 5 laps, which wouldn't have been enough time to make up anyway. So it's probably the best option to stay out on inters there. So I'm glad you 3 did, because if either one of you pitted, we would have been absolutely ripped of a battle, especially that final chicane. But yeah, no race next week. It's a BRL break week next week. But after that, we are heading to the Temple of Speed, Monza. How do you 3 feel about that track? Starting with Joseph. Let's do Joseph and then second, third.
Yeah, I got some really high hopes for Monza. Hopefully for hopefully get another speedy car out there, and hopefully can go out there and win another one.
You Books?
Well, I had high hopes until just 30 seconds ago when he said as with every week, I'll just do what I can and hope to stick close to have a nice battle with Joseph. I think it's been a couple weeks in a row, both of us on the podium, so I'm slowly creeping up to him. I just gotta practice a bit more, match his pace.
And then you, Dom?
It's going to be a redemption drive for me. I raced there a couple of weeks ago and ended up DNFing. I had been lapped by the race leader twice by that point.
Ouch.
Yeah, it really wasn't a great race. I was genuinely that angry at the end that I ended up dropping a glass in the kitchen because I was just shaking with anger with myself, and it smashed on the floor. So, I mean, if I can replicate what I done tonight in Monza, then I hope I can be in with a good chance. I mean, most of the drivers here are respectable enough, and I mean, I'm not in for a race win. I mean, Joseph is fast and
Never say
both
never.
guys
You were
fast
in
too.
for a race win tonight, so.
Hey,
Well,
man,
I
I'm not
mean-
the only person to win this season. You got hopes. You got a chance.
If I can keep it clean and I can get the setup right, I can see myself on another podium.
Joseph had to
but
battle
it
the other
is set to
AlphaTauri
happen.
tonight. Joseph had to battle the other AlphaTauri tonight after battling Lewis the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed that Lewis had to drop out of the championship for the rest of the season, but glad that we have possibly a new guy to take place of him.
I
hopefully
mean,
you
I'm
can
thankful for
continue.
you guys because you've all helped me improve my speed, so maybe I can be the next Lewis 544.
Yeah, hopefully we can continue our battles with just me and just the top guys. It's really fun racing, around people. It just builds excitement and just drama and stuff. Anything can happen. You see that.
Also gives me a heart attack.
You see what happened nearly like 10 minutes ago. I could have lost that race if I didn't get down on the power enough. And that could have been a really big I don't know about big, but it could have possibly affected the championship a bit. I don't know. I haven't checked the standings in quite some time, so I have no idea what it's looking like right now.
You're currently
Going into
31
it,
ahead
so-
of old guy.
Alright. Yeah, hopefully we can continue our adventurous battles and have a good battle for the rest of the championship from this point on.
Well, yeah, ever since you started dominating at the beginning of the season, all it's been the rest of the season has been that chasing pack closing up. It's not been you dominating races by 10-20 seconds. It's been you marginally winning races by 28 milliseconds. Yeah, such as the chasing pack has closed up to you. And I don't think it's that you're getting slower. I think the chasing pack is just getting much faster, wanting to catch up and take those race wins. But yeah, we'll be back in 2 weeks' time for the Italian Grand Prix, break week next week, and then the week after that is race week once again. So until then, I'll catch you all later. Goodbye.